It's breakfast time, the moment your cat transforms from adorable pet to the world's most ruthless food critic. Watch as they inspect their meal with the enthusiasm of someone served last night's leftovers. Welcome to Pampered Cats, where today we're following your feline food critic through their daily dining journey, from sunrise skeptic to evening Epicurean. Because your cat isn't just being picky, they're maintaining strict quality control standards that somehow change every hour. Drop a fork and knife with a plate emoji in the comments if your cat has ever given you that "you call this breakfast?" Look, did you know cats have about 470 taste buds while humans have around 9,000? Yet somehow, they're still more selective about their food than a Michelin star chef. Let's decode why your cat treats every meal like they're judging an episode of Top Chef. Meet the Dawn Critic, a food inspector stricter than a Michelin judge. 3 dramatic circles, a precision sniff test, and then betrayal. Oh, you thought this was acceptable. Dear Diary, after my nightly patrol of knocking everything off every surface, I must now assess this morning's culinary presentation. The kibble appears to be arranged in exactly the same way I rejected it yesterday. The human clearly isn't learning. The morning menu inspector follows strict quality control protocols. First, they must circle the bowl exactly 3 times. The same energy they used for midnight zoomies, but now channeled into professional food assessment. Those whiskers that detected ghost mice at 3 a.m. are now employed for precise food texture evaluation. With a sense of smell 14 times stronger than ours, cats can detect a 1% change in food formula, yet somehow miss the treat you just dropped on the floor. The breakfast inspector follows strict quality control protocols that would impress a health department official. First, they must verify bowl placement, because apparently, moving it 3 inches to the left completely changes the flavor profile. Tell us about your cat's most specific bowl placement demands. We know they've all got their perfect spot. Ambiance, 2x10. Can see bottom of bowl through food. Presentation, 3x10. Same arrangement as yesterday. Service, 1x10. Human failed to stand and watch me eat. Your cat isn't just being picky. They're maintaining standards that would make Gordon Ramsay look relaxed. Did you know cats have specialized taste buds for protein? Which makes it even more impressive when they reject the expensive salmon dinner you just served in favor of trying to lick your yogurt container. The menu consultant arrives for lunch with fresh demands. They demanded this food, screamed for it. Now, it's unacceptable. They must see the full menu, every option, immediately. Those 470 taste buds are working overtime to ensure maximum indecision. After careful consideration of today's lunch menu, your feline critic declares, "I have decided to stare at it for 20 minutes, take 2 bites, and request dinner immediately." Sound familiar? Drop a cat with tears of joy emoji if your cat has ever demanded food just to ignore it. The Afternoon Gourmet understands that fine dining requires proper ambiance. The bowl must be filled precisely 73% full, placed in their preferred spot, and served with a side of human attention. No, not that kind of attention. They want you to watch but not make eye contact. That would be unacceptable. Those whiskers aren't just for show. They help cats determine if they can fit into small spaces and apparently detect if their food bowl has been filled to anything less than their exacting standards. Share your cat's most dramatic reaction to a slightly empty bowl. The Dinner Sophisticate approaches evening meals with renewed criticism. Watch as they demonstrate their signature move, demanding dinner, leading you to their bowl, then acting shocked that you dare suggest they eat what's already in there. Because in the world of feline dining, fresh means opening a new can, not stirring this one. The social dining expert insists on proper company during meals. They'll meow until you follow them to their bowl, stand guard while they eat, then immediately lose interest once you sit down with your own dinner. Tag a friend whose cat demands an audience for every meal. Tonight's offering appears to be identical to this morning's rejected selection. Bold move, human. Unfortunately, I must now sit by my bowl and stare at you until you understand that presentation matters. Those judgy eyes could make a master chef question their life choices. The Texture Connoisseur has very specific opinions about food consistency. Yesterday's pâté was perfect, but today it's apparently offensive to their refined palate. Cats' rough tongues help them detect subtle texture differences, which they'll use to reject perfectly good food. The Food Bowl Archaeologist believes every meal requires thorough investigation. Watch as they carefully excavate their way through dinner, scattering kibble across the floor in search of theoretical better pieces at the bottom. If your cat has turned mealtime into an archaeological dig, share your cleanup stories below. The bowl's left side appears untouched. Excavation in progress because obviously, kibble molecules realign when moved. Science may not explain it, but your cat insists it's true. The Forbidden Delicacy. Your cat, the self-proclaimed gourmet, has rejected your finest premium salmon with a look of pure disgust. But that crinkly plastic wrapper from your granola bar? A rare delicacy. 5 stars. Michelin-worthy. Would eat again. The Gourmet Chef adds another layer of complexity by demanding variety. That premium food they loved yesterday. Today, they're giving it the same look you'd give a week-old sandwich. Drop a cat emoji if your cat has ever convinced you to open multiple cans just to reject them all. Here's a fascinating tidbit. Wild cats often eat the same prey repeatedly, yet our domestic food critics insist on rotating flavors. They've evolved from survival dining to culinary expertise, though they'll still eat hair ties when you're not looking. Tag us in your things my cat shouldn't eat but tries to anyway stories. The Clean Plate Enforcer operates under mysterious rules. The bowl must be completely empty, except for that one ring around the edge that they insist you fix by shaking the bowl while they supervise. Because in fine dining, presentation is everything, even when the bowl is almost empty. The Mealtime Scheduler maintains strict dining hours that somehow never align with your schedule. Breakfast must be served precisely at dawn, except when they decide to sleep in, then you've clearly failed by not waiting. Share your cat's most inconvenient meal demands. Proper dining etiquette requires fresh water with every meal, declares our Sophisticate, who will then proceed to drink exclusively from your water glass. That $50 water fountain? It's now an expensive decoration while they dip their paw in your coffee. The Portion Control Critic has mastered the art of the dramatic bowl check. Too full? Clearly unsafe. Too empty? Criminal negligence. Just right? Must be suspicious. Better check again in 5 minutes. Because in the world of pampered dining, consistency is key, until it isn't. Did you know cats prefer their food at mouse body temperature, which explains why room temperature food sometimes gets the cold shoulder? Though it doesn't explain why they'll eat week-old kibble from under the fridge. Drop a thermometer emoji if your cat has ever given you the "this food is the wrong temperature" stare. The location hopper believes each meal should be served in a different spot. Yesterday's perfect dining location is today's unacceptable suggestion. The ambiance by the window has clearly been compromised by that bird's judgy look, they insist. We must relocate immediately. As evening approaches, watch how their culinary standards somehow become even more refined. That dinner they demanded. Now they need you to stand guard while they eat, preferably while offering encouraging comments about their sophisticated palate. Final inspection of the day: bowl placement, acceptable; food consistency, suspicious; human attention, lacking. We'll reassess at exactly 3 a.m. when you're sound asleep. Remember, your cat isn't just being picky. They're upholding the highest standards of fine dining, even if those standards change every hour. Next time on Pampered Cats, the selective listener. How your cat hears a treat bag from 3 rooms away, but ignores you calling their name from 2 feet. The science of feline selective hearing decoded. What's the weirdest thing your cat has preferred over actual food? Plastic bags? Dust bunnies? Your gourmet dinner? Tell us in the comments.